So that's pretty crunchy. And then you can see the lens is disgusting. But the aperture works very smoothly. You can see I can even do it with one finger, which is good. Focus seems to be reasonably manageable. A little bit hard to do with one hand, but in the weird house that was working, there it goes. Height's pretty easy. Obviously, some love is needed. We come over here. So the bulb in the housing didn't work, but I plugged the bulb, threw the bulb into a different lamp, and that worked fine. So might have something to do with the leaves in there. This is a condenser head, which is, oh goodness, that's good, disgusting. That's gross. That's gross. That's pretty gross too. Set that back in there and not break it. Yes, that's what we're starting with. Dramatic lighting. So yeah, got an Enlarger for like 30 bucks at an estate sale, and this whole video is just sort of the process of me trying to clean it up, which was mostly successful. It works. I've made prints. I foolishly don't have any to show you because they're mostly not very good yet. That's coming later. I just wanted to go over a couple things real fast because a few things I just ended up forgetting to film, or something broke, or that kind of thing. So got the Enlarger, cleaned it up a bunch, built a new base for it because the base was completely trashed. The base reconstruction part's completely missing. Cleaned off a bunch of rust, which I also forgot to film. So there's a big gap in the middle where it goes from complete catastrophe to basically done, and that's what happened in there. And I'm just saying that so you know. Otherwise, enjoy. Cool. So step one here is replacing the cable for the actual lamp housing, because this thing is there's bare wires everywhere. It is a hilarious fire hazard. I forgot to set the white balance. Let's do that. And I'm not no Palompa anymore. So yeah, I got 10 feet of cable at the hardware store, and I had asked for 3 conductor, and the dude gave me a hard time because didn't want lamps to have 3 conductor cables, and I thought I asked for the right thing. And anywho, so through some combination of my own fault and a surly employee, I have 2 conductor cable, and I'm sure that will be fine. I will switch it out eventually. Don't feel like doing that right now, and it was only 7 bucks. Hilariously long screwdriver. Like, this was clearly not grounded originally. This is not the original cable that came with this. This thing was built in, at the latest, like 1949, I think, maybe even 47. Haven't tried to look up the serial number or anything, but point being, it was designed without a ground wire in mind, and it worked all right that whole time. So we're just gonna fix it later. So, old cable, new cable. Normally I'd go through the trouble of like tying an underrider's knot and stuff, but because of the way this fixture is going to be used, I'm just not. If it electrocutes me, that will be my own fault. But if you're following along at home, always do that. It's more safe. And on these guys, base is hot, threads are neutral. I'm wiring it hot to black, neutral to white, because I'm pretty sure that's convention. It'll be convention for this fixture anyway, and it will be fine. You only find the hilariously long screwdrivers. This socket solely because it looked cool. That's where my priorities are, certainly. You want to put the wire so the screw pulls it in instead of pushes it out, and I did it wrong the first time on both sides.
Nice. An engineer right here.
My comically oversized screwdriver is too comically oversized.
Here you go.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
New plug in the lamp housing. I just need to test it out now. Boo. It needs to be cleaned. I can smell dust and stuff burning. Perfect. So the lamp house has been fixed and dusted out reasonably well. It will probably be smoky and dusty for a while, but that's okay. The next step is cleaning the Enlarger lens itself, which is pretty dirty but doesn't look fungusy, which is good. And the condenser lenses, which are in this can here, and they're just sort of held in by gravity. So here's one of them. As you can see, it is both enormous and filthy. This side is just dirty, dirty, dirty. This side looks a little fungusy. I don't quite know what I'm doing here, but I think first step is going to be, I've already air blasted the hell out of it, microfiber cloth and some rubbing alcohol to get the big stuff, and then kind of finish it off with these little lens wipes and just do that on both of them and see where that gets me. I've kind of positioned the camera so you can see this a little better at the expense of me lying on the ground. You're welcome. That's a lot better already on that side. I'm positive somebody's watching saying, "Oh God, what are you doing?" And if that's you, the answer is I don't really know. This looks like it was, you know, made out of pig iron in 1937, so I feel like I'm probably not going to hurt it too bad. I just don't want to scratch it. This is basically just a giant doublet, which is cool. Want to see some huge pieces of glass?
Whoa, it's so clean.
So they go together. This is the bottom one, so they go together like that.
Whoa.
They collimate the light really well. So
cool. They're huge.
Yes. I want to make sure I don't get them mixed up.
Yeah.
That one goes there. These little Zeiss wipes, by the way, are excellent for cleaning things. They're basically baby wipes for glass because it's your baby. Oh wow, that's way better. All right, so that's the condenser. That's about 5 or 6 pounds of glass right there. Nice and clean now, and then it fixes some kind of way for the lamp housing. So when I took this off the first time, I did not realize that the glass is held in solely by gravity, which was very exciting, as I'm sure you can imagine. And then the condenser itself is basically in place with gravity too. There's these two little pins at the end of this bar and just slot in, and it just sits there. I mean, it's like 8 pounds. It's not going anywhere. But yeah, most of this mass is the glass for sure. I'm gonna set this on the enlarger so I don't scratch anything by accident. All right, so now we've got the lens itself. Get down with you here. So there it is. It's a Kodak projector Ektar, 75 millimeter f4.5. So let's get this bad boy off of its lens board and see if we can't clean it up a little bit. My janky, like $8 Amazon lens wrench. I recommend something better. Yes, disgusting. Doesn't look like I can get into it much further, any further than this with my current skill and tool set, so I won't, but I will clean off the parts that I can. Try very hard not to scratch it. I don't think I did that, but it is pretty scratched on the front there. I don't know if you can see. Might be easier to see through the back. So we'll see how that does. Yeah, this poor thing has been abused by high school students for probably decades. Alrighty, so that's clean. The condenser is clean. Condenser is repaired. So let's plug her in and see if it works. All right, does it work? Let's find out. Ooh, ah.
I lost my bra.
Oh no. Step 1 is complete. On to step 2, whatever that might be. Okay, I am here in my pajamas. There's a lot of flannel happening, and we're going to remove the 2 bellows here and vacuum them out because they were raining crap all over my negative when I was focusing it. I have this here Phillips head screwdriver, which is a flathead screwdriver, and we're going to start with that. Just adhered by the years, I think. Gross. So this upper bellows is held in with just 6 Phillips head screws on the top, and then it's held on this little kind of adjustment arm with a pair of 11/32 hex head screws that are a little more stubborn. Actually, 5/16 all around. Look at that. Put that back before I break something. Alrighty. So this bellows is out. Maybe we can see what manner of disgustingness is in it. I don't know.
It's gross.
Yes. I'm going to enlist my lovely assistant to hold this thing open like an accordion, I guess.
Ew.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. It's still a little gross. No, that's a piece of green glitter on the inside. What's neat about this is how many of these big pieces of steel are like big pieces of steel. This piece here is the same piece as are like the little bits there. It's just one big thing. These arms on the side are all one piece, yeah, per side. This is one big heavy piece that supports this whole thing.
There's someone's social security number on here.
Oh, nice.
A new identity. I've been wanting one of those.
Perfect, right? This one's bad. I need a new one.
That is disgusting.
part. Yeah, it's difficult to understate how just gnarly it was in here. When I first got it, I was literally pulling leaves out of things. The leaves have since been removed, but there is other stuff. So I'm just taking a Q-tip and knocking more of the crap off, basically. Trying to not damage the Bellows while doing it. Alrighty, so I'm just going to put it back together for now, and hopefully we'll get to test it out tomorrow. So see you then. Alright, so we have built a new baseboard for the Enlarger because the other one was crap. So we had a couple pieces of MDF lying around and we figured free was better than cost money. It is a little bit imperfect, but I'm kind of hoping with the big fat Enlarger on it, it might just sort of flatten itself out. I don't know if MDF actually works that way. Don't correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't feel like hearing it. So we gotta get the actual Enlarger base on and then get the Enlarger on. We've already cut it down. We've glued two pieces together, put some spray poly on it to finish it off a little bit. It's not like a lovely, beautiful surface, but it is, hopefully anyway, perfectly acceptable. The most pain in the ass part of this was actually getting the screws, which are these number 12 and 24s thread pitch, and like no one freaking carries these things. So I had to order them from Home Depot, like $1.30 on the website, but I had to order them. So now I have them, and we're doing a thing. So let's get going. The another annoying thing is they came in 3 packs, and I need 4. So that's cool. So right now they're just screwing into the MDF just with the threads on the machine screws, and then the nuts and washers will go on the underside eventually. After I take a nap, the entire screw is all in. Un momento, por favor. Ein Minute, bitte. Back with all of the things I should have gotten the first time around. Cool. Heavier than it was before, that's for sure. The screws are too short. Great. And we're back. Woo! Party time. So let's try to do this for real this time. They are 1/4 inch longer. They cost exactly the same, so that was nice at least. Didn't do a good job finishing this. Looks much better. Well, just let me bring you over real quick so you can see what's going on. Just countersunk these big holes that are the same size as the socket, and then just to increase the stability, so these kind of threaded into the MDF, but we absolutely don't trust that, so we got, you know, a washer and a nut, and then these are actually the original ones that were on it, so they're potentially 75 years old. a little rusty. Clean them off with some mostly vinegar actually. It worked well enough. So yeah, just gotta get those on and snug, and then we should be in business. So, Enlarger's down here, can't see it. Before I put it on, just going to get some grease on that surface there. And this is just the, you know, the jar of grease your dad's had in the back of his garage since like 1992, and like it's still half full. Same shit. Usually it's Valvoline, this one's STP. But it's grease, and that's just gonna protect everything, keep it lubed, keep moisture from getting into anything and like sitting against the steel and or iron probably and rusting. You know, and maybe make this thing last another 75 years. That would be pretty cool. Oh God. So a little bit goes a long way. I've made a huge mess here. Yeah, a little bit. Tastes like strawberries. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Like Ritalin, a little bit goes a long way. Got my handy dandy little shop towel to wipe my greasy fingies off with. All right, for this next part, I will need my lovely assistant. Lovely assistant! Oh, hello. Thank you. This is very heavy, yes. So can perhaps you help me?
Yes.
What we're going to do is put this on that. Not even that much. No, that much.
Okay.
No, that much. You don't need a lot. Not that much on there. We'll cut this.
Good thing you took me away from my work.
So I'm gonna hold this on that, and then you just screw it in. Yeah.
Lift with your legs.
Oh God! This is extraordinarily heavy. This is the amount of, if we're fortunate, truth. Okay, that's about right. Apparently not. Is that it? Oh, nice.
How tight? Fairly?
Yeah, fairly. Ta-da! Thanks, Toots! So yeah, let's see how this looks on the table. It's a little play, which isn't perfect, but it's actually not that bad, and it's probably shimmable. Yes. So I forgot to video it, but perhaps you can still see I cleaned off all these rails. Obviously it's still somewhat rusty. I didn't do that good a job. Focus, nice and smooth. The little that locks up pretty well now. Still clean this a lot better, and I probably will at some point. And then let's focus. The raising and lowering is much better than it was. And I think I can actually go higher and lower than I could before. That's as high as it goes, and I'll get all the way down to here, which is pretty low. Yeah, so let's make some enlargements, guys. And then thanks for watching. I know that was pretty long and a little meandering, but hopefully it was at least like a solid background, you know, while you're doing whatever work you're supposed to be doing thing. Cheers!